And it is live at 9 here on Wednesday morning. James Phillips on WGLX, joined this morning by Adam Brewer. Adam Brewer is the pastor at Glory Fellowship Church in Jasper. And Adam, good to have you this morning.
Man, I appreciate the invitation. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we hadn't had a good conversation in a little while, so it'd be good to sit down and chat a little bit.
Yeah, I've now seen you 2 times in 2 days.
I'm sorry, I hadn't been stalking you, I promise.
No. It's good to see you. Glad to be here to talk a little bit about what's going on.
I did like to give Scott McCullough a hard time, though, yesterday when I saw y'all together, and he was afraid I was going to be staring at him the whole time, so I tried to as much as possible.
Everybody gives Scott a hard time because it's so easy to do.
Yeah,
he will give it back to you.
He will, yeah, he definitely will.
Yeah.
Now, I invited you to come in because you guys are putting on next Thursday, well, really, almost all of next week, you're going to be working on it, is Operation Thanksgiving, which is something you guys have done for 15 years now, 16 years.
Yeah, Operation Thanksgiving was something that started. Troy and Patty Key in our church just got a heart for doing something on Thanksgiving Day to welcome the community. And, you know, a lot of folks think that Operation Thanksgiving's it's only for those that may not be able to afford a Thanksgiving meal. But, you know, Thanksgiving and the holidays, James, is a tough time for some folks.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're lonely. They are, maybe it's a time that brings back memories of grief or family trauma or things like that. And so Thanksgiving can really be a discouraging time for folks. And so not only are we welcoming those in our community, you know, who may not have anywhere to go on Thanksgiving, it's for anybody and everybody. And so we've done this. So Patty and Troy had that vision, had that stirring, and we started it, and it started pretty small.
Yeah.
But it has grown through the years, and it's something, I mean, there's no other way I'd like to spend my Thanksgiving holiday serving and being a part. It's just a fun time, man.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
When it started, Patty, the way that it went down was that Andrea and I were putting on a Thanksgiving meal on that first year, and Patty called me and was like, "Hey, I've been wanting to do this sort of thing. Can we get involved?" And I said, "Yeah, it's for everybody." And we were just doing it that one year, and we ended up, Andrea had a miscarriage the day before Thanksgiving, and we couldn't be there, and Patty and them handled it all with some other volunteers, and a lot of them were from Glory Fellowship. And we had already told her before that day even got there of, hey, this is, like, y'all want to do this. This is y'all's thing. And then we went and did one in Summerton one year and in Sipsey one year. And so it was just a cool thing to see it kind of take off, and how it's grown now is just unbelievable.
It's, you know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of volunteers. There's several churches, not just our church that's a part of it. You know, several other churches in the area help with desserts and serving and different things. And it's like I said, it's a really cool thing to see how all the people come together. You know, and it's, you get this because you've been a part of ministry. As a pastor, one of the blessings of it, the way God works, not only are you ministering to others, which is what we're called to do, but in ministering to others, you actually see the relationships build as people are serving together, as people are working together. And so, you know, it's an old saying, you try to bless others and you receive more of a blessing yourself. It really does work that way.
Yeah,
And so, so we did, we call it Operation Thanksgiving Outreach. We go into certain places in our community. We did this past Sunday. Just inviting people, talking to folks that are in the area and places that we've ministered to before and know that they will come out.
Right.
And so we went out this past Sunday into those areas, spent about 2 to 3 hours out in various places. And then this Sunday afternoon, we will begin the process of cooking. Patty and them are ordering everything now, but the real work begins Sunday afternoon.
I'm sure.
And it'll go all the way through Thursday.
Now, break down, before we went on the air, you were kind of breaking down to me the number of plates and stuff. Kind of what's the breakdown of how many people?
Well, it changes from year to year, but, you know, generally. So we will, on Wednesday, we will have enough food that we will take, me and another guy in our church, we end up taking, everybody's preparing, but we take enough to feed the prisoners. Right. At the county jail. On Thursday, we will do any and all to-go plates, folks that are shut in, that can't make it to the Civic Center. we have a list of those, and so we will organize those and send those out. And then we will serve at the Civic Center, and then all the first responders. And then we do to-go plates for those who need a plate to go as well. And so approximately 1,600 servings, 1,600 plates throughout the whole week that we will end up serving. You know, and it may be more than that now because we do, I mentioned to you, we have started Operation Thanksgiving at the Domain.
Right.
And so we actually have 2 Operation Thanksgivings that go on, one at the Civic Center, one at the Fellowship of the Domain community. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I mean, that's a lot of people. And this year I would think it could be even bigger just because food situation's been, you know, so hairy the last month or so, and people are in need of food, and a lot of people have stepped up to do that, but still on Thanksgiving Day, there's not that many people who are actually making hot meals on that day.
Yeah, on that day.
Yeah.
And yet that, you know, part of what it is, you know, we do to-go plates, but the original intent of this, and we've really tried to hold to this, the original intent, we want people to sit down.
Right.
And have conversations, fellowship, be a part of the festivities that day. We don't want you just coming and picking up a to-go plate and taking it home and,
Right.
eating alone.
Right.
It's really meant to be a community-style, banquet-style luncheon,
Right.
where we can get to know you and encourage you,
Yeah.
and hear what's going on in your life. And so, you know, the to-go plate thing, we've actually stopped doing to-go plates until 1 o'clock.
Right.
We will not serve a to-go plate till 1 o'clock because so many would come in, get a to-go plate, and leave.
Right. And it is, I mean, especially for Thanksgiving, it's a holiday where everybody, like, your best memories, I'm sure, are going to be spending time at a grandparent's house
Yep.
and being around family and talking and all the laughter, and to not have that on Thanksgiving is such a tough thing, and people need to come and they need to fellowship and talk with each other.
And listen, some of the stories through the years,
Oh, I bet.
man, not only memorable stories, but some funny stuff has
Yeah.
happened at that Civic Center through the years.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, it's just, you could go through the list, just some of the stuff, and it's memorable.
Yeah.
It really is. It's memorable.
Well, and the good thing too, the way you guys do it, it's not like, hey, we're just serving these poor people.
No.
You know, it's everybody is everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody's sitting. The people who are serving, they sit down and eat too. Like, it's just a really good community deal. You know.
I mean, we are intentional about, you know, a lot of times when you think about serving in a ministry like this, you think about serving in the serving line or
Right.
whatever. We try to be intentional about finding folks who are willing, and they may eat 2 or 3 times,
Right.
but to get a plate and to go through the line with whoever comes in that day and to go to the table and sit down and you eat with them as they're eating.
Right.
And that's one of the major.
Yeah,
emphasis.
that's more of the ministry than dipping it on the plate, really.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Now, what are some of the most memorable things that you've had happen over the last 16 years?
So we used to, we don't do this anymore, but our praise team would lead worship. Well, there was one year that we had an individual started making requests for them to play, and they were totally unprepared
Right.
to be able to do stuff like that. I remember that. This is not necessarily funny. It ended up being funny. We had a lady that choked while we were down there, and
Oh,
I mean, it
goodness.
was literally
Like turning blue, choking.
Yeah, she was choking, and so we were trying to get her help and everything. And Patty went over, I think it was Patty, and dislodged it. Used the Heimlich maneuver and everything else, and dislodged it. And I won't get into all the details of what went on there, but to hear Patty tell it,
Oh, I
will
bet.
make you get down and just roll on the floor laughing. You know, we have had some strange things happen down there through the years.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man, just the memories and the stories of the workers and how much it means to them. We had a lady one time that walked up to me. This was a few years ago. A senior adult lady, just as sweet as she could be. And she looked, she's probably in her 70s or 80s. And she hollered out at me. and I'm busy, I'm working, and everything else, and I didn't know who she was at the time. So she hollered out at me. So I walk over to her table, and I said, can I get you anything else? And she said, no. She said, I'm not physically able to serve. I'm not physically able to help y'all with setup and cleanup and everything. She said, but what I've seen in here today has so touched my heart. And James, our church is able to provide everything, thankfully.
Right.
The Lord's been good to us. She handed me a check, and I said, ma'am, we don't do that. We don't take that. And she said, you don't understand. If you don't, you're going to be stealing my blessing, because I want to be a part of this in this way for the next several years.
Yeah.
And man, those stories stick out to you.
Oh yeah, definitely do.
Now there is a story that brings me pain even thinking about it. We were cleaning up after Operation Thanksgiving several years ago, and we had one of those pull-down trailers, and I had been having some shoulder problems, and it got stuck, and my shoulder popped out of place at Operation Thanksgiving, and for about 20 minutes there, I'm hopping around because it is hurting.
Oh yeah, because when it's out of place, it hurts.
Yeah, it feels real good. So, just things like that.
Now, did you have a nurse on staff that could pop it back in?
We did. They laid me on a thing with my, on my chest.
Yeah.
And just kind of let my arm put a weight in my hand and slowly pop it back in place. And wasn't long after that I was having surgery.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's just a lot of cool things that will stick with you for years.
Right.
That you see and that you hear. Stories that people share about things they're going through. We had a family that came and joined us 3-4 years ago, and man, all the years run together. Time flies so fast. 3-4 years ago, we had a family that sat down, and I got to talk with them. I sat down at the table and talked with them, and they had just lost their mother, and like just a few days before.
So this was first Thanksgiving without mom, and
didn't know what to do because she had always cooked the Thanksgiving meals. They were hurting, they were grieving, and you could just tell it was written all over them.
Yeah.
Just the sadness, and was just able to sit down, and I don't know that I helped them any that day, but we just listened and prayed with them and ate lunch with them.
Yeah.
And so you never know, man, you never know what you're going to face and what you're going to encounter to have those conversations with people that are hurting.
Oh, yeah, definitely so. And it's good. We all get in our little rut of, oh, man, we want to play the game of life's so rough sometimes and things like that. But then when you really get out and you listen to people, life's not that bad. There's always somebody else out there struggling just as much as you are.
That's exactly right. Or worse.
Or worse.
But so anyway, we've encountered a lot of folks. We have a lot of repeats through the years that we've gotten to know.
Yeah.
Which is neat. Which is neat when you see those folks year by year by year, and you get to catch up with them.
Right. And they're looking forward to this every
absolutely.
year. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, one thing I think is neat is that you're serving 1,600 plates or so, and people are coming in, and honestly, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a. It's not a push to get more people into your specific church.
Nope,
like,
it's really not.
This is just for the community. It's not. Now, if some people meet you guys and think it'd be great to come visit, I'm sure you're extremely happy, but that's not the goal of it.
James, Operation Thanksgiving is probably the ministry that we have at the church that is least fruitful in terms of people who end up coming to Glory Fellowship.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yet it's probably the biggest ministry that we do.
Yeah.
And the goal is not, obviously the goal, yes, is to have those gospel conversations with people. We'd love to see people come to Glory Fellowship or any church.
Right.
That's Bible preaching and Jesus preaching. But that is not the goal. We want people to know the love of Christ. We want to minister to people, and we let Jesus take care of what happens after that.
Right.
Our responsibility is to love them, to feed them, to listen to them, to welcome them, show hospitality. And, but again, that ministry we've seen through the years is the least fruitful in terms of folks coming to Glory Fellowship and becoming members there.
Right,
right. And that's fine with us.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, because like I said, it's not the reason, but if people come, that's awesome too.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
Now, I want to remind everybody, we're talking to Adam Brewer. He's the pastor at Glory Fellowship Church, and they've got Operation Thanksgiving coming up on Thanksgiving Day, and they'll be doing some stuff before that too. He talked about feeding prisoners the day before, and they're going to be cooking and
we peel 550 pounds of potatoes on Wednesday.
Oh my
before
goodness.
Thanksgiving. That just kind of gives you an idea of how much food.
I hope y'all have a machine that can do that.
We don't.
Oh my goodness.
We have individuals with knives.
So now, y'all got any old men that like to whittle because they could go through it?
They could go through it in a hurry.
Yeah.
I will be, I'm over there with about 4 or 5 guys, and we will slice 60 turkeys, something like that, and like 25 hams.
Yeah.
And it's just an all day.
You need a shower after that, don't you?
It is the most disgusting thing. I'll have ham juice on me.
I was going to say, yeah. Your wife probably don't want you to get close to her for a week.
No. I will get in the car when we finish, and I'm headed home, and all I can think, I have got to get in the shower. Just ham juice scattered everywhere. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fun.
Now, remind everybody where it's at, what time that day, that sort of thing.
So, Thanksgiving Day at the Civic Center is where the primary one is. 11 to 1. We'll start serving at 11. People are welcome to come a little earlier if they'd like, but the serving line starts at 11, and we finish at 1. We'll have to-go plates to go at 1, depending on how much food's left.
Yeah.
And so we'll do some of that. We also have Operation Thanksgiving at Fellowship at the Domain. That's not one that that's for that community.
Right.
So anybody not from there needs to go to the Civic Center. But we'll have some folks over at the Domain neighborhood that are serving and working there, and that's a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of work to do. So 11 to 1, Thanksgiving Day at the Civic Center. If people want to come help.
I was going to say, now, what needs do you have?
So the needs, thankfully we have some sister churches that handle a lot of our desserts. Our church pretty much supplies the meat, potatoes, the beans, the corn, etc. If people want to serve, Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, is always a big day. We'll meet at our church at 7:30 in the morning to load everything up that needs to be loaded. Usually our church family handles that. But if people want to help, show up at the Civic Center on Wednesday at 8, and we'll put you to work.
Yeah.
Show up ready to work, though.
Yeah.
We don't need just a bunch of folks in the way.
Right.
Because there's a lot of work going on.
Be ready to work, and you can't leave until after Thanksgiving Day.
stay for 48 hours.
Yeah.
So normally we're finished by about noon on Wednesday. We'll go at it for 4 hours really hard at the Civic Center, getting everything set up, getting the food prepared. And then Thursday morning on Thanksgiving, our guys will start boiling the potatoes to cream them at about 7 o'clock. And there's plenty of work to do that day as well.
Yeah. Now, do you get tired of Thanksgiving food?
I love ham.
Yeah.
Now, turkey, I'll eat turkey, but ham, I love ham.
Yeah.
And so one of
you're one of those people, you're constantly eating that ham while you're slicing and working on it.
Yeah, a little bit. One of the things I love doing, I got this from Troy, and Troy Key passed away a few years ago. Man, I love Troy. One of the things that Troy did, and I kind of do this not only because I enjoy it, but it's kind of a flashback to him. And every Thanksgiving morning, when I show up down at the Civic Center, the work is going on. I will go and get me a styrofoam cup, and I put creamed potatoes in there that's just been creamed. I'll put corn in there and ham and mix it up because Troy always did that. That's what Troy ate Thanksgiving morning as we were preparing for Operation Thanksgiving.
Now, you just made my stomach turn because I don't like my food to touch each other.
Well, you wouldn't like that, though. But man,
I can see where it would be good, though, if you like it.
It's delicious. And Troy, that's what he did. And I got that from him. And so every year on Thanksgiving Day when I do that, I have all these flashbacks.
Yeah, and all those memories.
Memories that flood back in when Troy and I, different things that he and I did together. So
yeah, that's that's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. How many of your all's folks show up to help each year?
Well, a lot of folks have Thanksgiving Day plans.
They've got their. You're not stealing people from their their family.
Yeah, and so you calculate the whole week and the different days and different things going on. I'd say we had probably 250 folks from our church that are serving in some capacity to help prepare for or serve at Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving, at Operation Thanksgiving.
Now, if someone, you're not asking anybody to help with money or groceries or anything like that, is just come out and serve, or come out and just come out and eat.
Come out and eat. Come out, fellowship. Be a part of the day.
Yeah.
But if you want to serve, that's great too. Now we do need all hands on deck. God's been gracious and generous to our church though, and we're able to meet the financial need.
Right.
But we need hands. We need people that have open hearts, that are willing to talk with folks and welcome people.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah. And it's not, you don't have to be, you don't have to have a degree in theology to come and sit down and have a meal with somebody.
Nope.
It's just come and be kind and love on people.
Or to pour sweet tea.
Yeah, pour some sweet tea. That's all they let me do at my own family Thanksgiving.
pour sweet tea. Yeah. So there's something for everybody to do.
Yeah.
Something for everybody to do.
That's good. Well, I want to remind everybody, talking to Adam Brewer from Glory Fellowship Church about Operation Thanksgiving. We're going to take a break real quick here on Live at 9. Then when we come back, we'll chat a little more about Operation Thanksgiving and other things the church has going on. And Adam and I probably even talk some Alabama hoops. I know he's a big Alabama fan.
Huge Alabama basketball fan. It is.
There's not that many of us. Well, now everybody wants to be an Alabama basketball fan.
You don't get to be an Alabama basketball fan if you didn't suffer through the previous 2 to 3 decades.
Yeah, if you didn't start out with David Hobbs, then you don't get to say you're a real fan.
That's right.
All right, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back here on Live at 9 with James Phillips on WJLX. And we're back on Live at 9 with James Phillips here on WJLX. Adam Brewer with Glory Fellowship is with me today. We've been talking about Operation Thanksgiving. They'll be feeding over the next week 1,600 or more people. And
we'll be serving 1,600 plates.
1,600 plates,
Yeah, so, but yeah, really excited about it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, a lot of people, though. We'll say that.
A lot of folks.
Now that's one of the things about food ministry. Do you ever think, have we got enough, or do we have too much? Like, do you worry about the amount of food, or you just say, I'm going to let God handle that?
Patty has done such a good job and keeps such meticulous records that I trust we're going to order enough. She has told me because I don't get involved in the food ordering.
Right.
She has told me, though, several years ago.
I didn't think they'd let you involved in
No, they
something
don't
that
need to let me
important.
involved in that. She told me several years ago she did not know how we were supposed to run out of food based on the number of people that we had coming. And so she told me, she said, it was almost like God multiplied the food.
Right.
We should have run out that particular year. We had more people. It was, I think, a year or two before COVID. And, the word had really gotten out. We'd been doing it for several years, so people knew we weren't just a fly-by-night group that were doing it. And we had a turnout one year. The serving line was wrapped all the way around the Civic Center.
Wow.
And it went like that for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go from 11 to 1. That year we went from 11 to 1:30. And she told me afterwards, she was crying. She said, I don't know how we served that many people.
Yeah.
The food just was there. So, no, we don't worry about the food. We really don't. They do a good job of ordering it. And a lot of times we have leftovers and things of that nature. And God puts that food to good use, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So. Well, and I bet there's a lot of times where you have leftovers and you would have been thinking, how in the world did we have leftovers?
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
But
I'll tell you an interesting story. The folks that are listening, that they may appreciate this, they may not. I don't know. This is a God story. I mentioned that we have a ministry now, Fellowship at the Domain is what we call it.
Right. And tell people with the domain, because I didn't know the domain.
So the domain is not far from our church campus. And so if you go by the thrift store, Arrow Road down there across from, what is that, the animal...
was that Animal General or
something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Right across the street is the Domain neighborhood, and a lot of great folks live there. But there's some struggles there as well. And so, the year of COVID, we did not know. Everybody's wearing masks and told to stay home. It was November, so we had been at this for 9 or 10 months at that point. We did not know whether we were going to have a huge turnout or a very sparse turnout.
Right.
And so we put our heads together, we prayed about it, we talked, and we decided we were going to order just as much food and prepare just as much food as we did the year before. And if we didn't have enough people, we'd figure it out. Well, sure enough, we were really down that year numbers-wise, and I don't know exactly how many plates we served, but we had a lot of leftovers. And so we get back, we get everything cleaned up, we get back to our church facility, and we've got pans of ham, turkey, potatoes, beans. So I remember I was putting stuff back in our storage place, and I get a call from one of our deacons who had just had an epiphany, or the Lord just stirred his heart to go to the Domain neighborhood and just start handing out pans.
Yeah.
He calls me. He says, man, you and Patty, and bring some others, y'all have got to get over here. He said, these folks are so appreciative for this, and there's a need here. From that day, we started our Fellowship at the Domain ministry. And, it's not just on Thanksgiving now that we serve there. Through the help with the Walker Area Foundation, we've built a playground out there, a pavilion out there. We've got a facility out there out of which we do some different ministries. God's really blessed that thing. And it just goes to show, in a year where a lot of folks were discouraged because of the turnout at the Civic Center,
right?
God took the leftovers because people were being open to what God might do. And he actually started an entire different ministry that our church now has been a part of for 6 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Just incredible, man.
All things for his good, right?
We would have never, that would have never even entered our radar.
Yeah.
And you can't get there by road this way, but you could almost take a rock and hit our church from the Domain if you threw it across the woods.
Right.
It's just not that far.
Yeah.
And just a God story.
Yeah.
It's a real cool thing.
I know you could throw a rock and hit it.
I don't
You're
know
like
about
Uncle
that.
Rico.
Remember, I've had shoulder surgery.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the shoulder surgery.
Arm don't work like it used to. So.
No, I think that's really cool though. That you like you said, somebody's could take that as a negative. Y'all could have had the whole church could have been just depressed that nobody showed up. But
yeah, if it was about numbers,
right,
we would have been discouraged. We didn't do anything.
Right.
But it's never really been about numbers for us.
Yeah.
It's about how many lives can we touch and impact, and what is God up to.
Yeah.
And God blessed it that year.
Well, if one family was hungry and you guys
Yeah.
fed them, that did it, you
Yeah.
know. But what the one that really jumps out to me is the one guy who went over there and just started handing out food. I mean, for him doing that, that's helped to create an entire ministry too.
Yeah, just a godly guy in our church,
Yeah.
a leader in our church. I'm thankful for him. He was just open to what God might do that day. I don't know why he went over there. I don't know what prompted him other than the Spirit prompting him to go over there, because at that point we had not been ministering there. It was really off the radar, and there was some reason that he was directed over there that day.
That's wild. Now, do you guys have much else going? Are y'all in a building project too? Is that?
We are.
I thought so.
We are adding on our children's edition, children's wing. God's blessed our church with a lot of young families, and when you have a lot of young families, you have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I was told last Sunday in just the newborns, we had 6, and we've got 6 more ladies that are either due this week or in the next month.
Yeah.
Right around this time, we've got a lot of new babies and a lot of kids, and so we are totally out of small group space.
Yeah.
And so, something we've talked about, planned for a couple years, and
So there's something in the water over there.
evidently.
If people don't want to expand their
away from
family, they may not should visit y'all
I
yet.
told my wife to stay away from all the water fountains
Yeah.
at the church. We've got 2 boys, and
And that's where it needs to stay,
that's
right?
where it needs to stay. So,
But that's great to see it growing, though. you know?
it's really exciting to be a part of. And again, not about the numbers. We're thankful for the folks that are there, but to see the change and transformation that's going on in a lot of our young families,
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So,
A lot of responsibility.
Yeah, especially for that guy that's the pastor.
Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah. I tell people quite often, if you can get along with the pastor over there, the rest of the folks are pretty good.
I might say that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of the people that go there.
But that's true for Scott McCullough, who you
That's
mentioned
definitely
earlier,
true.
too, so.
Yeah, and I got him coming in tomorrow. So believe me, he likes to tell everybody that he's my favorite Baptist pastor. I know.
He said that yesterday.
I heard him say it yesterday, and you're sitting with him.
I just ignored him.
You know deep down.
Yeah, I do. I knew you had me on Wednesday, and he's
That's
having to
right.
wait till Thursday.
He's following up on Thursday.
That's exactly right.
Now, I mentioned you're a big basketball fan, and that's how we met each other.
Yeah.
You were doing a basketball camp at the church, because I have not visited there in a long time. Now, do y'all still have a basketball floor in the sanctuary?
We do. Our gym, our worship center is also our gym.
Yeah.
Different things like that. It's not full-size regulation, but no, we don't do the basketball camp anymore. We did it for years.
Yeah, I knew you did it a long time.
And just with the demands of ministry, something had to be put on the back burner. Plus, the last year we did it, James, and this sounds backwards. You would think if you've got this many. The last year we did it, we had so many, we didn't feel like we could really teach because our gym wasn't big enough.
Right.
And as we began to look and began to grow numerically, there was something that we just couldn't keep doing it. We were going to, if we were going to do it well, we were going to have to do 2 weeks of basketball camp.
Yeah.
And my schedule and a couple of other staff members' schedule wouldn't do it. So that's where we met.
Yeah.
But, man, I've coached my 2 sons, their basketball teams when they grew up until Timothy got to junior high. The last year this year that I'm getting to coach, my son's in 6th grade. He'll be starting junior high ball next year. And so this is the last go-around for me.
Hey, it's a different feeling once you're not the one coaching them. I've been there.
Yeah, it's different. I have to remind my wife will remind me in the stands sometimes.
Yeah.
You're not coaching.
Yeah, my wife had to tell me that too.
Yeah, because my brain works, and especially with basketball, I can see the floor and kind of see what, and anyway, I probably need to keep my mouth shut. But
don't step on coaches' toes.
No, they do a good job.
They don't like that when the dads start yelling.
I'm thankful for all the coaches. But yeah, basketball, man, we've seen it be. It's an incredible ministry too.
Yeah.
Sports travel.
Oh yeah.
Sports travel, and we've done some basketball camps in Burlington, Vermont, as a church family to reach folks there. We partnered with a church plant up there and led a basketball camp. We've gone to Vail, Arizona, did a basketball camp there. Sports travels.
Yeah.
And so basketball, big part of my life. I played growing up. Played at Prattville High School. Graduated in 2002. And
Well, basketball is one of those sports. You don't need anything but the ball and a hoop.
Ball and a hoop.
You know, it doesn't cost a whole lot.
Nope.
Like maybe some shoes would be good most of the time.
Yeah, you don't need pads. You don't need.
There's no equipment really.
Yeah, let's go play.
Yeah, you just get out there and put teams together.
Yeah, just have a blast with it.
Now, I know you're a big Alabama basketball fan. Now, I was so disappointed that we lost to Purdue the other night at home, but that was a tough team, and they outworked us, I think.
I hated we lost. I really wasn't disappointed. I think Purdue's the best team in the nation.
Yeah.
And they're old. They've got some of the best guards. They've got low post guys, and the fact that we shot it as poorly as we shot it in the second half.
Yeah.
Philon and Reitzel didn't have their best games. We got out rebounded by 24?
Oh yeah.
And with a minute and a half to go, we're tied. That's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, it says a lot about what you can do going forward.
Yeah.
And this is the team, the Alabama team right now, they don't know each other.
They don't.
I mean, they're just getting to know each other.
Yeah, I mean, what do we got? 4 freshmen that are contributing big minutes.
Yeah.
And
it's only, 3 guys really back from last year?
Yeah, you got Philon, Reitzel, Sherrill, Holloway.
Yeah, Holloway.
Back. And so, it's November. Basketball is not a game where you have to win them all.
Right.
I think it was a good experience for them. They've got a tough schedule, but
I do like the fact that Oates plays a really tough schedule.
He does.
Because if you can get through Alabama's non-conference looking decent, you got a good chance to be a tournament team and to make some noise.
Well, I think last year we had the hardest strength of schedule in the history of college basketball.
Yeah.
With the schedule he had put together. Plus, the SEC was just loaded last year.
Right.
Probably won't be that hard this year because the conference is not quite as good as it was last year. But I love watching Oates' style of ball. And, we mentioned this before we went to break. Every game almost is a sellout down at Coleman down in Tuscaloosa. 10 years ago, you could sit on the front row for $5.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot of times I think I've walked in there for free.
Yeah.
Somebody just handing tickets out outside.
Yeah. I remember the Anthony Grant years and the Avery Johnson years. You mentioned the David Hobbs years.
Yeah. I mean, there's some bad
basketball.
Bad years through there. It wasn't good at all.
No, just not fun. But it has been a whole lot of fun the last few years.
Because my years as a kid was more like I loved Wimp Sanderson, and all those with Robert Ory and Latrell Sprewell, all those guys. That was a great time for basketball. But
I remember my first game that I remember going to. We lived in Northport when I was a kid. And my dad took me and I think somebody else, and we went to the Alabama LSU game when it was Ory versus Shaq.
Oh, that's a good one.
And LSU won, I believe it was 80-70, something like that. LSU had beaten us. But I remember it was a Wednesday night. We left church a little early to get to the game, and it was just a blast.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
As a kid, I grew up in this area, and I probably went to more UAB games than I did Alabama just because it was close. And my dad would take me to UAB games. And the first one I remember, Andy Kennedy was a player at UAB. And I think he hit either 8 or 9 3-pointers in that game. And that was unbelievable at that time period,
People forget he could play.
Oh, man, that guy could shoot the lights out.
He could play.
And now he's the coach there and doing a good job.
Yeah,
So
I like Andy Kennedy.
Now, what else you got going on?
As far as
just anything, church. I know. You're a dad to 2 sons. There's always something. You got a boy playing at Cordova now?
Yeah. My oldest, we moved him to Cordova, and thankful for the opportunity there. Thankful for the opportunity he had at Jasper. And
a buddy of mine, one of my good friends, Jared Aaron, teaches down at Cordova.
Okay.
He's the ag teacher.
Yeah,
and he does a lot of. I saw some pictures he shot from the game the other day.
Yeah. So Timothy's playing there. Like I said, we just started practicing with my youngest son's team.
Now, where are y'all doing?
We have played in the Walwyn Association, Walker and Winston County League for the last several years. We're actually moving. We're going to take this team to Coleman this year. A little more competition.
Yeah.
And get them ready for junior high ball. And so we'll be going up there and playing some of those teams in that area. Had a great experience here in the Walker Winston County League. But just need a little bit of competition, better competition. And so we're going to go up there. We got that going on. Church keeps me extremely busy right now. my downtime.
Yeah, I mean, you only got about 600 people showing up on Sunday.
Yeah, we got a good many folks.
You can shake a hand of each one of them.
Sure. Sure. James, that I know that ain't part of the conversation. That has been over the last few years for me a source of, I'm not going to say frustration. It's the change.
Right.
As lead pastor, I'm very hands-on. I like to know our folks. I like to be able to see everybody and kind of know what they're going through in life. And, as the church grows, you have to have more pastors.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no way I can pastor 600 people.
No, I don't think that's what it was set up to do.
No, I can preach to 600.
Right.
But they need a care group leader. They need a pastor too. And so that change has been interesting to work through. And some of the internal frustrations and expectations that I have for myself, some of that's had to change. And that's been a growing process for me too, because we don't want to leave people out.
See, and I thought you just worked on Wednesday and Sunday.
Yeah. Actually, had a deacon tell me that one time.
Did you really?
He was joking.
Yeah.
Man, we were sitting in a deacon's meeting, and it was a real serious conversation. And he had a way, just that dry humor. And he said, well, something came up that needed to be done. He said, well, I think Adam ought to do it, because the only time he works is from about 8 to 12 on Sunday mornings. And, man, we all cackled and had a good time with it. So,
yeah. At least you knew it was coming from a good place.
That's exactly
Because I bet there's plenty of pastors out there that if I heard that, and it wasn't coming from a good place either.
That's exactly right. No, I put in plenty of hours.
Yeah.
I won't go into all that I do, but I love what I get to do. Yeah. And I'm thankful for it. And
well, I think that's the one thing from the time I first met you with the basketball camps was that I could tell that you had such a heart for just the people here. Yeah. And it didn't matter if they were going to your church or they were going or anywhere. Especially with those kids at basketball camp, like you just jumped. You were like one of the little kids. You know? And,
I am a kid at heart. Man.
Yeah, I can tell.
My wife says that I'm a kid all the time.
Yeah, see, my wife does that too. She says I'll never grow up. Yeah. But.
So we've got that going on. We try during our downtime to catch an Alabama basketball game or to watch some football, Alabama football, and things of that nature.
See, I wasn't even going to bring up Alabama football after Saturday, but we still got a chance. We'll be there.
Well, so. We have now put ourselves in a position, and I know we've got some probably Auburn fans listening to this.
Right.
We've put ourselves in a position that you've got to go to Jordan-Hare.
Yes.
Or Jordan-Hare.
Yeah.
Win a game down there when they've got nothing to lose, and we've got everything on the line. And I just saw this week.
They could totally ruin our season.
To add to that, there's the interim coach situation.
Right.
But to add to that, they decided
they're saving their quarterback.
Well, we're going to play this game at 6:30 at night. So now it's a night game at Jordan-Hare, and we've got to win to be in the playoffs. And I don't feel really good about it.
Yeah, I was honestly last Saturday when the game kicked off, I was more concerned about Auburn than I was Oklahoma. And I know Oklahoma's a better football team, but I just felt like this is one of those years where Auburn will play with everything they've got.
Well, and they might. You never know. But that game Saturday, Alabama dominated in every facet except for turnovers.
Right, yeah.
And kicking. Goodness.
Yeah, we got to find a kicker. We've been through years like this before where you think, you got the best recruits in the nation. Can we just find a guy to kick it through the uprights?
Yeah. And a guy that won't yell at his long snapper.
Yeah, because I don't care what he says. That might have been a little bit of a high snap, but it was only a 35-yard field goal.
Kick the field goal.
Right, just kick it.
Yeah.
Get out of your own head sometimes. But how many field goals have you kicked?
None.
Me either.
Yeah,
so I can't say anything.
Yeah. But I've never hooked one to hit the band members.
Right, that's true.
Anyway.
I do have confidence that if somebody puts you out there to kick it for a couple $100, you probably hit a extra point.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You'd at least give it a good
I'm
try.
Getting old, man.
Yeah, I know. And once we get to our age, a bad kick, it could tear an ACL or something.
Yeah. The kick would be the least of our concerns.
Right.
It's what happened to our bodies because of the kick.
Right.
So,
well, Adam, I sure do appreciate you coming on today. We usually try to sign off about 9:50, and it's 9:48. Woody comes up next. Tomorrow, be praying for me because I've got Scott McCullough coming in tomorrow.
You got a long day ahead of you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
If you're in the Carbon Hill area, Scott McCullough is the best there is.
Yeah.
Just a solid guy that loves his community, loves his church, lives for Jesus. I'm thankful for him.
And his son's not half bad either.
No, he's got
both of them.
I was about to say.
And his daughter, I don't think she's working at Chick-fil-A anymore.
No, she went out and took a different job.
She was always sweet going around the line at Chick-fil-A.
I just did her premarital counseling.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that she was getting married. Yeah, how about that?
At some point.
He must really trust you then.
Scares me to death. So.
Just wait. Your boys will be getting that age before too long.
I know.
I've got one that's married now and one that's close to it. So it'll be.
It's coming.
It'll be.
Thank you for your time today. I appreciate the invitation.
Thank you, man. And everybody be praying for Operation Thanksgiving and for Glory Fellowship overall, just as a church with the work that they do in our community. But if you need somewhere to go on Thanksgiving, I'm telling you, I've been to Operation Thanksgiving several times. It is just a cool event that you can go in with no pressure, have a meal, and just enjoy talking to people. You don't need to be alone on Thanksgiving Day.
And James, sometimes people get the idea, the big thing like that, the food is not good. The food is tremendous.
It's just as good as my grandma's house.
I mean, it is. Our ladies do an incredible job. It's not bland. It is jam up good food for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, it's really good, and they've got everything you could want for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, I appreciate it. Hopefully that we'll be bumping into each other at an Alabama game or two this year.
That'll work. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks again.
Guys, thanks for joining me. Like I said, tomorrow we'll have Scott McCullough in here. We'll be talking Thanksgiving. I wanted him to just kind of come in and talk on thankfulness. It's that time of year, and I'm trying to have as many people we can have that come in and tell us some positive things, and I know Scott will be one of them. So thanks for listening today. Until tomorrow, be kind and love, and we'll see you next time on Live at 9 with James Phillips on WJLX.